I know you've been watch a bunch of anime. Which one would you recommend? Check out my anime list, myanimelist.net/user/PewDiePie. I think, or is it PewDiePie? You can judge all my anime ratings there.
In his recent video, PewDiePie shared his My Anime list, and you know, as a connoisseur of good taste in anime, I was like, I should give this list a look. The first thing that struck me here is how many dropped animes he has, and also he's been a member since 2008. He's watched a fair bit of animes, like this is actually a lot. But let's open up this dropped list and see what's going on there. Oh, and he's got a very ugly list. What the fuck is this? This looks like Windows 95. So two things that I'm noticing immediately is I cannot sort for some reason, and most of these animes are like 0 episodes in. Maybe he just doesn't update it or whatever. But let's see what's on this list. He dropped Bleach after 1 episode, okay. And he dropped Naruto Shippuden at 65 episodes. That's really interesting. But then we see something like this. Like, look at this. Pokemon Pikachu Obake Carnival. He's given it a 10. It's a special, and he watched it, but he dropped it. I think maybe there at some point there wasn't an on hold list, so he was just putting all of his anime into dropped. That could be a reason why there's so many 0 episode animes here. Well, okay, this is really interesting. So Mushishi here is dropped, and I say that PewDiePie is a guy that likes more thematic stories, more philosophical stories. So I would actually think that Mushishi, he would have like watched it and liked it. So this is a first surprise to me. Oh, really? Also Serial Experiments Lane, oh man, I thought he would like that a lot. You know, Serial Experiments Lane is a very open-ended, sort of philosophical anime that basically is a huge idea that like lets you explore it's kind of complicated. Like you have to watch to understand it. Because, like, speaking out of my ass here, it won't make any sense. Oh, and also Yu Yu Hakusho is also dropped. So I guess he's not a fan of big shonens. So I'm expecting not to see My Hero Academia or, you know, One Piece or stuff like that here. But without any further ado, let's jump into his completed list. And okay, we can see some 10s here. Of course, Code Geass and Death Note and Devil May Cry Baby. Those are all very, I guess, in the same niche, maybe. They have the same theme, they're really dark and stuff like that. Although, I don't know if you have ever looked at my anime list, my personal my anime list. I don't think that Devil May Cry Baby is that good, but that's up. Before you dislike this video, shit, I have nothing in my defense. But then, interestingly enough, here we can see March Hits Like a Lion and Clannad as a 10. So I'm expecting Anohana, I guess, to be a 10, or Air maybe, or Canon maybe even 2. But oh, okay, we can actually, here's Air. Oh, it's alphabetically, so. Oh, but he gave Anohana a 7. That's interesting. Okay, so I'm really surprised he didn't like Anohana, but liked Air more than Anohana. I guess it's more, it really depends on when he watched it, as both, I think both animes are written by the same person, and Clannad too. But he hasn't watched Clannad After Story. Usually people say that's better, or actually, it depends on the person. And Ergo Proxy 9, of course, very expected, goes in with the theme of Death Note and especially Devil May Cry Baby. I think this anime, Ergo Proxy, is really like very much in his aesthetic. If you go onto his merch page, you can see the shirts that he's selling are very like cyberpunky, and Ergo Proxy fits very much into that aesthetic. And you know, Fully Coolly 10 out of 10, of course. And same with Ergo Proxy, I guess on a different side, but it's in the same aesthetic. Now here we have Gankutsu, and I have no idea what this is. I've never watched this anime. Oh, I have it on my plan to watch. I guess I'm gonna watch it. Maybe do a review on it. Maybe you should subscribe. Okay, but interestingly here we have 2 10 out of 10s for Haikyuu. So PewDiePie is a Haikyuu fanboy. Okay, and what? Maru-chan is a 10 out of 10. Okay, I love this guy. Oh my god. Okay, I can respect that, sure, whatever. And wow, okay, he gave JoJo Part 3 a 10 out of 10. Now usually people think that the second part and the fourth part are the best when it comes to the animated parts of JoJo, but PewDiePie seems to disagree. He thinks that part 3 is the best. Now, I haven't watched part 3 yet. I will watch it. Maybe do a review on it. Maybe subscribe. And of course, as I said, canon 10 out of 10. Here we can see it as I expected, as I predicted. Oh, and a silent voice. That's really nice to see. Of course, again, playing into that aesthetic, same as, you know, canon and all of those. Okay, now scrolling down here, Mononoke, a 10 out of 10. Now, not a lot of people have heard of Mononoke. It's visually such an interesting anime, and you should definitely check it out. And I rarely see it in people's lists at all, let alone being a 10 out of 10. Now, oh, man's got some taste. And right under it, we have Neon Genesis Evangelion, a 10. But the end of Evangelion, oops, oh my god, what did I just see? What did I just see? Oh, yo, what the fuck? I care to disagree. I've seen his taste in anime. He talked about some anime, and especially you can see with Devilman Crybaby. He's prone to liking Masaki Yuasa's stuff. He's a director that worked on stuff like Devilman Crybaby and Tatami Galaxy and Japan Sinks too. But I think that Japan Sinks is his worst work by far. And actually, I think he watched Kaiba too. Yeah, here it is. He gave it a 9, of course. So he does like Masaki Yuasa. But this, like, Japan Sinks just wasn't a good anime. But I know that PewDiePie is very sentimental about Japan. He likes Japan a lot, so maybe it hit him differently, basically. Especially with the ending, the way the anime ends is very sentimental and emotional around Japan and how great of a country it is and how sad it would be if everything is lost and stuff like that. So maybe that caught him. But I think that is like the only good part when it comes to that anime. But of course, it's fine because, as I say, even if an anime is bad, if you enjoy it, just fucking enjoy it, and you shouldn't care. If somebody says it's bad, you can just say, well, I enjoy it, and that's the end of that. You shouldn't force yourself to like some stuff, and you shouldn't force yourself to dislike stuff that you like. You know, it really doesn't matter how critics think about animes. The most important thing is that you enjoy it, and a critic's job is mostly to portray it to you in an objective way, and then you can see whether or not you are going to enjoy it. But yeah, as you can see, actually PewDiePie's list is, well, of course, oh, and Yuri on Ice. Yeah, we can see, oh god, what? Again, oh my god. Okay, so Pop Team Epic is not an anime that I like. I think it has too many like bad and boring episodes. But I guess PewDiePie really adheres to that Japanese aesthetic of Pop Team Epic because it's very memeable. It's definitely a memeable anime, but I don't think that it's that funny or good. Okay, zooming on down here, I can see that PewDiePie, like his scores are very generous. I didn't see anything that's below a 5, and I think there's only one anime that's a 5, and I've never heard of it. He even gave School Days a 6, so he's very, very generous with his scores. But to be honest, I think that you shouldn't force yourself to watch bad animes either. So watching just animes that you think are good is good enough, because you don't need to watch bad animes. But interestingly, he only watched 1 season of Attack on Titan, and I don't know if this list just isn't updated or he really just didn't watch the rest. Because, like, Felix, if you see this, trust me, man, you're gonna like Attack on Titan. Now, moving on down here, we see some pretty standard scores, and all of these scores are very, like, standard, very in line with what the actual score is or what most people think and stuff like that. Nothing really out of the ordinary, except, I guess, Japan Sinks. And here at the end, so with both Haikyuu and Yuri on Ice, that's some very niche fan base that he's getting himself into. I'm not gonna say anything, not gonna say anything. Okay, but let's go up here and let's see what is he currently watching. So here he's watching Nichijou, he's watching The Great Pretender, an anime that recently finished, and second season of March Hits Like a Lion, nothing special, but let's take a look at his plan to watch just quickly. So okay, not a lot of animes, and this leads me to believe that actually he put his planned anime into dropped. So PewDiePie fucking sort. Not threatening, but you have to sort. Not threatening. And yeah, some other very popular stuff. I actually thought he was gonna watch Initial D and Death Parade. Oh man, I hope he likes Death Parade. I think that's a great anime. And you know, that's pretty much it. You know, we looked at his list. It's a pretty solid list. I gave it a big PP out of 10. So yeah, like and subscribe. That's pretty much it. If you want to check out my anime list, it's going to be down in the description. And yeah, that's it. See ya.